Morning everybody, Kenny here. I'm here today to talk about everybody's favorite subject, butts. Not those pork butts.
This morning I woke up dying to kiss you. Your makeup on my pillows making me miss you. I went from your babe to an ex in 4 hours or less. There goes another one I couldn't get right.
I have a pork butt on the smoker behind me. I'm going to share a real simple, effective, and efficient way to do these pork butts. If you've never smoked a pork butt, trust me, it's a very simple process. Anybody can do it. You see all the big TV shows where the big famous smokers are smoking meat. Don't sweat it. It's easy. I'm going to show you how. A few really basic ingredients. First off, most important, a pork butt. I always use the bone-in pork butt or pork shoulder. For those of you that don't know, it's actually the front shoulder of a pig that has the blade in. So when you go in the store and buy these, they might be called a pork butt, pork shoulder, or pork blade roast. Blade being the blade bone from the shoulder. But highly suggest you use the bone-in product when you buy them. Also suggest you get the ones in the sealed, factory sealed, thick plastic bags. They're called Cryovac bags. Because those are going to be your freshest. Do not buy one that's got air in it. If it's got air in it, that means it's got oxygen in it, potentially off-conditioned meat. Make sure there's no air in your Cryovac bags when you buy those. So you get to pick out your butt. Depending on how many people you feed, you might want 2 or 3 or 4. You can do them all at the same time if you want, if your grill's big enough. Or with us, I just bought a small one. These will take anywhere from 9 to 13 hours to cook, depending on how big they are. So you buy the butt, take it out of the package, dry it down, put your favorite seasoning on it. We use just the basic cheap. This was on sale at one of the sporting goods stores. It was just a clearance item. It's actually a pretty good rub, but you put whatever seasoning you want. Just coat the outside of it really generously. Put a temperature probe in the middle of it. Make sure your temperature probe does not touch the bone. Temperature probe in the middle does not touch the bone. Okay, they sell some pretty cheap ones on Amazon if you want one, but my grill has one built into it. But you can get the ones on Amazon that are wireless and hook right up to an app on your phone, so you can set alarms. But I have one of those before I bought this grill, and I actually sent it to my son up in Iowa because I didn't need it anymore when I bought this. They work really nice. You can set temperature alarms on them so that it'll notify you when it's at temperature. So anyhow, on these pork butts, after you season them, probe them, make sure the probe doesn't touch the bone. Set the smoker for 220 degrees. Depending on the size of the butt is going to vary how long it takes, but typically it's around 6 hours to get the center of a pork butt up to 160 degrees. Once you get it to 160 degrees, you're going to put it in aluminum foil. Seal it in aluminum foil. Seal it in aluminum foil. Okay? Here's what I use. Buy these cheap aluminum pans. You get a whole stack of them at the Dollar General or Family Dollar or whatever's near you for a little bit of nothing. These are the smaller ones. Work perfect for a single pork butt. If you're doing multiple ones, you could probably do either multiple pans, or you could get the big turkey roasters and maybe put a couple, 3 of them in the same pan. Take a pan like this. Put your butt in there. Not your butt, the pork butt. Once you have your butt in the pan, wrap your butt with aluminum foil. Make sure you have plenty of excess. Make sure you have plenty of excess aluminum foil off the side so you can crunch it up really good and seal it really well around the outside of the pan. You want to keep that moisture in there with that butt because it's going to cook for a little while longer. Leave the temperature probe in the butt. Put it back on your smoker. Leave it in there for another usually 4 to 5 hours. But watch your temperature really close, because this ending temperature is pretty critical to make sure you don't dry it out. Cook it till the temperature comes up to 205 degrees. 205, that's it. At 205, pull your butt off, or at least shut the heat off on it, and leave it rest for 1 hour. After 1 hour, it's yours to enjoy. We're in a 1 hour rest mode right now, so after 1 hour we're gonna show you what this thing looks like when I pull it out of here. There we are. There's our pork butt sealed in aluminum. I'm going to get set up here. We're going to pull this thing off here and take a look at it, see what it looks like. Alright, and the moment of truth is upon us. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is when you cook these, make sure the fat side is up on these. You can see where this is all pulled back away from there. The bone is hanging out of here. Check this out. That's how you pull a bone right there, boys. That's a clean bone. See all the juice in here? That's why you got to be careful when you bring it out. And like I said, I spilled some on the ground there, but this is a fall apart, just super tender. It's still hot. Super tender. Look at how that falls apart, guys. Look at that. Look at how that falls apart. You can't even pick it up. That is beautiful. Lots of juice around there. Fall apart. Nice smoky smell to it. You got to try this. Very simple. Anybody can do it. As I said, pork butt of your choosing, bone in. Season it to your liking. Put it on a grill with a temperature probe, not touching the bone. Fat side up. Smoke it till it hits 160 degrees. At 160, put it in aluminum foil. I prefer the pans because these tend to leak if you don't get them wrapped real tight or correctly around the product. Put it in a pan at 160 degrees. Leave it in there until it's 205 degrees. At 205, pull it out, let it stand for 1 hour. Take the top off and enjoy. My God, that is yummy. Alright. Right here's the making of the pork butt right here. Boy, it's tender, it's soft. Wow, that's amazing. So anyhow, really simple way to make smoked pork butt, pulled pork, whatever you want to call it. Put this on a hamburger bun, on a hoagie, whatever, with your barbecue sauce or mustard or mayonnaise or whatever you prefer. This is delicious. One of these will feed, probably 6, 7, 8 people, I suppose, maybe more. A great outdoor party. But just keep in mind when you go to make these, it takes a long time to cook them. You put them on in the morning when you get up. If you get up at 6, you might be lucky to have it by 6 p.m. So plan accordingly. Fall apart. Questions and comments?
This morning